Long-term notes payable. A look at the calculation of long-term notes payable, such as a mortgage, where the proportions of interest and principal change over time. In this instance, we'll look at a $60,000 8% note with their regular installment payments of $12,979 for 6 years. We'll look at this calculation as like a simultaneous calculation, looking at the various columns, and I'll show you the logic behind it as we go through it. This is the yearly payment that they make minus the interest on the note. So the interest on the note from the yearly payment will show which portion out of this payment is going to be associated with principal. This is our original principal amount. We are going to take the payment on principal, which is going to pay down the principal on the note, and now in the next year, our calculation of interest will be on $51,821 as opposed to $60,000. Since we paid on the note, we paid down the principal. So now the interest calculation will change since we are calculating it on the new principal balance, which is $51,821. So now we can see that we're going to calculate the interest associated with the note using the new principal balance. Again, it's 8%. So the total yearly payment of $12,979 will deduct from that the interest portion of that payment, and that will give us the amount associated with the principal. So now we're going to take the payment down on the principal. We'll take it from the prior balance of our principal of $51,821, and now we have a new principal balance upon which we will calculate the interest of $42,998. New principal balance, we will calculate interest based upon that. We'll subtract the interest portion from the total portion of the amount that we're paying, and that will give us the payment on principal. We'll subtract that from the principal balance at the beginning of the period, and now this will give us a new principal balance of $33,448. The next year, we're going to calculate interest on the new principal portion, the principal associated with the note of $33,448, which means that $2,676 of the $12,979 we're paying, the $2,676 is associated with the interest, and the remainder becomes the principal balance that associated with the payment on that note. So this is what we're paying down in principal. So we'll subtract that from the principal balance at the beginning of the year, which will give us a new principal balance of $23,145. We'll calculate interest for that for the upcoming year. So out of the $12,979, $1,852 associated with interest, which means the remaining portion of our payment represents a pay down on the principal, which will give us a total new principal balance. And we'll calculate that on 8%, our $12,979. The only portion of that that's associated with interest will be $961. The remainder will be associated with the principal, and will pay out the note. So now we can see that we pay more in interest in the earlier years and more on principal in the later years. Oftentimes people will pay their regular payment of $12,979 and will send a check, an additional check saying that they want to pay down on principal only. This is not contemplated in this calculation, this dynamic I'm just speaking about with sending the second check. However, it will reduce the principal balance, meaning that they will pay out less interest each time if you're paying out with a second check just for principal only, but that's predicated upon making the normal check, the normal payment of $12,979.